welcome. It's top of the hour, so let's go ahead. Let's start moving. If you wanted to follow along with a Spotify playlist, you can search for my name, SJKARIMI. We're doing the virtual vinyasa flow number 2 for this practice. So once you start to find that, you can find your way onto your mat, hit play, and just start to settle into child's pose. As you are ready, no rush getting there. But we'll start our practice in that child's pose, just allowing our knees and hips to open out. Begin to extend those arms long out in front of you. If you prefer, you can even stack your arms underneath your forehead, finding a little extra support. And make those adjustments that you need to start to settle in. First breath can just be kind of notice the environment around you, that familiar space that you are in. If you have that music playing, hearing the sound. Feeling the ground. Maybe you're coming into your breath, feeling those inhales, exhales. There's lots of things going on that maybe feel a little overwhelming. So just as you kind of sorted through the environment around you, you started to focus in on your breath. Continue to think of that throughout our practice. So even as we begin to move a little bit bigger, maybe finding some more complicated posture, without feeling overwhelmed, coming right back into our breath. Inhales, exhales, how they feed us. Another couple full deep breaths. Start to transition down to your belly, extending your legs long behind you. We're going to come to our forearms, bringing elbows underneath our shoulders. Our 10 fingers are spreading wide in front of us. We'll try to lift our chin, finding a little arch here. Just gazing over our left shoulder, nice and easy. Come back to the center, turning head to the right. Center, take that one more time, both ways to the left. And center to the right. And center. From here, we're going to move to a cat back. So pressing the ground with our forearm and with our shin. Tuck our chin to our chest and just start to pull the low belly up and lifting off the floor. And then rolling back down. And take this nice and slow and just really notice each vertebrae. As you continue to move through this, if you even want to start to come fully up towards your cat and cow, but a variation, so hands underneath your shoulders, you're still going to think of kind of pulling your low belly in, almost like you're sitting back towards a child's pose. Keeping that cat back, and then you can kind of start to shift forward into your palms, maybe bend your knees, chest. Kind of move through that variation. Maybe returning back down to your belly. And maybe adding in some side to side. There's circles of your head and tail. Again, gazing over your shoulders. Maybe adding a little windshield wiper in your knee. Do a couple more rounds of breath and movement. Begin to find your way fully up into traditional tabletop. Bringing our shoulders over our wrists, hips over our knees. And we'll thread the needle, so inhaling, left arm reaching up. Come down to that left ear, left shoulder. Right hand to our mat, unwinding, left arm high. Finding our tabletop, we'll switch that out. So inhale, right arm up. Down to that ear and shoulder. Left hand underneath us, inhale, right arm reach back up. Finding our tabletop. Now you can walk your hands just a little bit forward if you'd like to, or you can bring them a little bit closer towards your knees. We're gonna try to keep our elbows straight, but not locking, but just straight. And start to find some circles here, just warming up the ribs. Kind of circling one way a few times. And you might need to adjust where those hands are to increase or decrease that stretch in your wrist. And then go the opposite way. And trying to keep those elbows nice and straight. And we'll take that weight out of our wrists. So tuck your toes, garland pose as you walk your hands towards your feet. Open those knees outside of your arms. Drape your head down towards the ground. Maybe even get a little counter stretching your wrists here by flipping your palms to face up. As you're ready, moving into ragdoll, stretch the legs, come high. Take those feet nice and wide. Hands can even wrap around your legs behind you. Grab your elbows, hands behind the head for a little extra weight. And hamstrings, low back might feel very tight, so feel free to kind of figure eight. Let yourself sway side to side or even kind of up and down. Couple more rounds of breath here. Feet coming back underneath our hips. And begin to walk out to take down dog. Take just those hands as far as you need to for the first time through. As you start to warm up, paddle feet. Alternate those knees. Again, a variation today, you can even step your feet further out. So taking a wide leg down dog. Just notice maybe how that opens up that low back, even your shoulders. You want to try to bring your hands a little bit further out to the side. Take about 2 more breaths. And start to come up to your forward fold at the top of your mat. Bring those feet together. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold with your breath right up to Tadasana, reaching high. And just keep your arms lengthening up towards your ceiling. Soften the shoulders out of your ears. Palms are facing in towards each other. Take another inhale. Exhale, left arm over, side stretch. Inhale through the center. Exhale, stretch to the left. Inhale, center. Bring the shoulders and elbows down first, then press the hips forward, little back bend. Inhale, Tadasana. Your non-dominant thumb on top behind you. And find your chest expansion as you fold forward. Hands to low back. Release to our mat. Right foot steps back, low lunge. Tent up onto the fingertips. Try to charge through that back heel. Chest is forward. Now inhaling our left arm, reaching high. Maybe start with rolling out that top wrist. And then we're going to reach that left arm towards our back heel. Reach that arm back up towards the ceiling. Hand to our mat as you start to stretch that front leg out. And low lunge, reaching left arm high towards our back heel. Back up to the ceiling. To our mat, stretch that front leg. One more low lunge. Left arm high. Reach it back. Back up. To our mat, stretch that left leg. Come back to our low lunge. Maybe tent up down the fingertips. Maybe try to keep tenting onto your fingertips as you step that left foot back to your down dog. And then you can replace with your palms. Full breath in. Full breath out. On your next inhale, top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Ride your breath up to Tadasana. Keep those arms reaching high. Soften the shoulders, palms facing. On your exhale, right arm up and over. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, switch it out. Inhale, reach up. Shoulders, elbows down. Then press the hips forward, back bend. Inhale, Tadasana. Opposite thumb on top. Chest expansion as you fold forward. Hands to low back. Releasing to our mat, left foot back, low lunge. And tent up through the fingertips, charge through that back heel. Chest is leaning forward. Reaching our right arm high. You can start with that wrist, roll it out. And reaching that arm towards our back heel. Arm back up. Hand to our mat, stretch out that front leg. Low lunge. Right arm high. Reach to the back. Arm up. Hand to our mat, stretch out. One more low lunge. Right arm high. Reaching back. Back up. Hand to our mat, stretch out. Low lunge. Again, maybe tent up onto your fingertips. Press your mat away. Stepping our right foot back. Then you can bring your palms to the ground. Down dog. Full breath here. Your next inhale, top of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Tadasana, reaching up. On your next exhale, forward fold, empty it out. Inhale, halfway. Right foot steps back, low lunge. This time, crescent moon, knee all the way down, fingertips reaching up. And baby back arch, shoulders and elbows pull down. Hands to our mat again, maybe tense your fingertips. 3-leg down dog, send that left leg high. Hold here, maybe you're still tenting on your fingertips, finding that balance. Palms can release to your mat. And release that left foot down dog. Inhale, high plank. Stay here or chaturanga, slow and steady. Cobras or up dogs, breath in. Full breath out, down dog. Inhale, top of your mat, forward fold. Halfway. Exhale, fold one more Tasana, reach up. On your next exhale, forward fold, empty out. Halfway lift. Left foot back, low lunge. Crescent moon, knee down, fingertips reaching high. Shoulders, elbows down, back bend. Hands or fingertips to our mat. Tent those fingertips if you like. Stretch that right leg up, 3-leg down dog. Maybe release to your palm. Release that right leg. High plank. You can stay or chaturanga with your breath, exhaling as you lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale is press back to your down dog. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale, top of your mat. From here, crouch and curl, nose to knee. Our right leg's gonna come with one leg Tadasana, reaching the fingertips high, draw that right knee towards our chest. Hands in the heart center. Stepping our right foot back to our crescent lunge, but then revolved crescent. So twisting, draw your right elbow to your left knee. Think of still charging through that back heel. You can begin to wingspan your arms. An exalted warrior, swing that left arm down, right arm high. Focus can be towards that left shoulder. If you wanted to try to change your focus, take your time scanning and then lifting up. We'll spin our back heel down, warrior two. Open up, reach that left arm forward, and then continue to reach it up, reverse triangle. Softness in your knees. This first one is really just the torso, taking your triangle, reaching that left arm forward and down. Inhale, reverse triangle, stretching up. Exhale, triangle, reaching out, then down. Maybe you're higher. We're here for 2 breaths. Bending our front knee, hands to our mat, low lunge. Open arm twist, left arm high. Yogis, you can stay here or come to a fallen star. So we're going to straighten that left leg out as we swing it behind our right leg, almost like a wide kind of side plank. Press that left hip high, reach up through your left arm. Maybe draw your bicep towards your ear. Whether you're in that low lunge or this fallen star, come back to your down dog. Press hands and feet, breath in. Breath out. Top of your mat, forward fold. Take your crouch and curl, nose to knee. Press into your right foot. Left knee comes with one leg Tadasana, standing tall. And start to bring your hands to your heart center. Left foot stepping back to our lunge. Then twist, connecting elbow to our right knee. Wingspan the arm. Exalted warrior, right hand swings down, left arm up. You can focus over that right shoulder. You can start to scan, see the space. Lift up towards that top hand. Back heel down, open warrior two. Swing that right arm forward, then keep reaching to the ceiling. Reverse triangle. Easy this first time through. Triangle, right arm reaching out and down. One more reverse triangle, lift up. Taking our triangle here for 2 breaths. Again, nice and easy first time through. Letting our front knee hands to our mat, low lunge. Open arm twist, right arm high. You can stay or straighten out that front leg as we swing it behind our left. Press that right hip high. Maybe draw your bicep towards your ear. Whether in your lunge or fallen stop, down dog, press back, finding both hands, both feet. Inhale when you need, exhale when you need. Now I always start here, inhale, stretch your left leg high, press that heel towards the ceiling. Knee to nose, cat back. Inhale, stretch that leg high. Cross towards your left arm, feel a little twist. Inhale, reach that leg back up towards your left elbow. Inhale, stretch that leg high. Bring it through, low lunge. From here, we're gonna open up to our star. So bring that back heel down, open both arms out, finding like a big X. Inhale. Exhale, horse, bending the knees. Just one more. Inhale, star. Exhale, horse. Hands can come to your legs. Maybe kind of press those knees open, shift a little side to side. Maybe kind of drop one shoulder, then the other. And then here we're going to turn towards the right foot, towards the back of your mat. And stretch that right leg up, 3-leg down dog. Draw that right knee to your nose, cat back. Inhale, send that leg high. Cross towards your left arm, little twist. Inhale, reach back up towards your right elbow. Inhale, stretch it high. Bring it through, low lunge. Again, come up to your star, spin that back heel down, toes out. Inhale. Exhale, horse. One more inhale, stop. Exhale, horse. And you can bring those hands, maybe this time even your elbow. If you want to kind of start to move towards a side lunge, rock into one foot, stretch the other leg out. You kind of spider crawl to the other side. You can kind of move through that a few times if you'd like. Or you can just stay in the center in that kind of supported horse pose. And then we'll start to turn back to the original top of our mat. Step right foot to meet our left. From here, we're going to take a seat all the way down. We're going to kind of move through our core just a little bit. So as we come down onto our back, we're just going to zip our legs together. Our shins are parallel towards the ceiling. And reach your arms straight up. So your palms are facing in towards each other. And you're actively kind of trying to stretch your arms away from your chest. From here, flex both feet. We're going to start by extending our right leg out. Float that right leg off your mat. If you think of this as your one-leg Tadasana, so your spine is flat, and you're squeezing that left knee towards your chest, and you're pressing down through your right heel. Now, an option is to bring your arms overhead like a traditional one-leg Tadasana. Notice if your ribs are splaying, or if you start to kind of arch in your low back. Try to stay firm in your spine. Option here is to extend your left heel towards the ceiling. So finding not only a hamstring stretch, but you're also really charging through both heels. Now, yogis, if you want to reach your arms back up towards the ceiling, and then begin to lift your chin and chest and reach towards that bottom leg. Top leg can be bent or straight. Reach your fingertips and charge through that back heel. We're here for 5. We'll release back to our mat in 4. Knees to our chest in 3. In 2. And 1. Draw those knees in, relax your head. Take a couple nice big breaths as you need. Maybe massage it out, rock side to side. And yogis, don't think about that other side yet. Stay with your breath. Think of starting small, digesting one thing at a time. So zip those legs back together. Reaching our arms straight up towards the ceiling. Palms are facing. Feel that same energy reaching away. Flex your feet first. And begin to extend your left leg out. Charge through that left side. Feel what that left leg is like reaching out. Now, if you want to, still squeezing right knee in, left leg is long. Maybe float those arms overhead. Keep noticing your ribs knitting together. Low back and spine is pressing into your mat. You want to keep that right heel towards the ceiling. Now reaching our arms back up and begin to lift our chin and chest as we reach towards that bottom leg. Try to lift up and lift forward. Top leg is bent or straight. Press through that left heel again, only here for 5. Release it in 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Draw those knees in, relax the head. Take a couple rounds of breath. Maybe open and close those knees, rock side to side. You always take your time. You can kind of rock a few times, forward and back. And find your way up in your ragdoll, top of your mat. Let those feet separate. Hang your torso over. This is where we'll meet up, so you can take a couple rounds of breath to get there, or once you get there. Maybe check in on that head and neck. Sometimes we can take that tension up there once we're using our core on our backs. And start to bring your feet together. Find your crouch and curl, nose to knee. Use your next inhale, right knee comes with one leg Tadasana. Think of pressing down through that left heel. Yogis, we're going to take this to our warrior 3. Very similar to what we just did. Take your time, one thing at a time. As you begin to lean your torso forward, press through that right heel. And keep pressing through that bottom foot, even if you're having a slight bend in your knee. You see if you can bring your hands in a heart center here, slow and steady. Step those right toes down, revolved crescent lunge, connecting elbow to our knee. And these options, if you want to take this to a side crow, you can plant those hands on the outside of that left leg, maybe keeping your legs a little more straight and wide, lifting one or both feet. Couple more breaths in your twist. Begin to find that exalted warrior as you wingspan your arms, left arm down, right arm high. Back heel down, warrior two. Maybe separate those feet wider. Inhale, reverse triangle, lift up. Triangles reaching forward and down. Take that one more time. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhales, triangle. Take a couple breaths, maybe adding a half bind. Bending our front knee, hands to our mat, low lunge, open arm twist, reach up. Stay here, swing that left leg around, find that fallen star, lift up, maybe bicep towards the ear. And three-leg down dog, stretching our left leg high as we lift up. Release from here, you can hold, you can take a chaturanga, float that leg, strong, steady breath, inhale. Exhaling, finding your way to down dog, breath in. Breath out. Inhale, top of your mat, forward fold. Crouch and curl, nose to knee. Left knee comes with one leg, Tadasana. Press down through our right heel. Use that same shape. Take your time, warrior three. Press that left heel back. Arms are reaching forward. Slowly bringing hands to heart center. Left toe stepping back, soften the leg, revolved crescent lunge. Again, yogis, you can stay here or fall into that side crow. Plant those hands to the outside of your right leg. Again, maybe you're just leaning to the outside of that leg, hands taking the weight. You start to bend your elbows, rocking your weight out. You can kind of lift one, then the other foot. Maybe legs are coming more together or staying wide. Take a few more breaths. Begin to wingspan those arms. Find your exalted warrior. Right arm down, left arm high. Back heel down, warrior two. Maybe widen those feet out. Inhale, reverse triangle, stretch up. And triangles forward and down. One more like that. Inhale, reverse triangle. And triangle, couple breaths. If you want to add your half bind. Bend your front knee, hands to our mat, open arm twist, right arm high. Or swing that right leg around, stretch it out, fallen star, bicep towards the ear. Where we are, three-leg down dog, send that right leg high. You can hold here, you can chaturanga, float the leg. Full breath in, full breath out as you need. Find your down dog. From your down dog, inhale, stretch your left leg high, reach it up. Knee to nose, cat back, find your breath, stretch that leg high. Cross to your right elbow. Inhale, stretch that leg up to your left elbow. Inhale, reach that leg high. Bring it through, low lunge. From here, we're going to take our runner's lunge. So you can walk that left foot out to the side. Come down to your back knee, come down to your forearms. Another option is you can stay a little bit up and kind of like a wide crescent moon. So you'll be down on your back knee, but you can bring maybe one or even both hands to that front leg. Maybe really try to walk it out so your ankle is directly under your knee. Maybe see if you can kind of press up and out and then just drop that right hip a little bit more. That can just kind of change that stretch if you need to. As always, feel free to stay lower down, maybe roll to the outside of that left foot. These hands will come to the inside of our left foot, lifting that back knee up. We're all going to turn open to that side lunge. So pivot, so our heels are in, toes are out. Left knee is bent, right leg is straight. You want to reach up, maybe adding a half or even a full bind here. Maybe looking up or down. We'll unwind those hands, coming into our standing split. So as we turn back to that front left foot, we can start to float that right leg high. Maybe our head is heavy, or maybe we start to look forward, tenting up on those fingertips. You're going to work another balance. Maybe even try to reach your hands behind your leg. Really reach through those fingertips as your chest comes towards your knee. Maybe test yourself, see if you can start to bend the leg or even both legs. And then step it down to your forward fold. And from here, we're just going to take a seat all the way down. And we're going to keep our left knee bent into our chest. And we're going to extend our right leg in front. And so from here, reaching our fingertips forward. Similar thing to what we've been doing. And now we're going to think of squeezing our legs towards the middle and begin to float your right leg off your mat. So you're pressing into your left foot, you're reaching your arms and you're stretching that right leg. You're using that right leg in your quadricep to lift. Now, if you want to kind of play around with this, it's just kind of finding your balance and feeling the strength of one leg at a time. From where you are, you're just going to start to lean and roll back. Keep thinking of squeezing your legs together and then reaching your fingertips and your heel forward. You can kind of just play around with rocking and coming back up. Using your core to kind of softly roll through each vertebrae. If you want to try to take it further, it's using your momentum. So you're going to roll down. As you come up, you're going to try to press into your left heel to reach your fingertips and your right leg. So you're actually lifted off your mat. So again, you roll down. As you start to come up, you're going to think of almost like you're trying to lean forward, like you're going to keep going that way. Floating your right leg and your arms. You can kind of play around with that a few times. Maybe see if you can hold it. Soften back down. And then yogis, once you feel ready, we're just going to step that right foot in. We're going to tuck our left leg behind it. So kind of finding this half heron, kind of a Z shape. You can start to kind of lean back on your arms if you like to go all the way to your forearms. We won't stay here too long, but just kind of opening up those hips, pelvis. And start to come back up and just extend that left leg out to the side. We'll press to our shin and arm, reaching our arm up and back, a little bit of a back bend. And bringing our hips back down. You can just kind of tuck your feet in, find your way up to your forward fold. Bring those feet together. Inhale halfway. Exhale, you can walk step, maybe float back, take a chaturanga or down dog right away. Breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, stretch your right leg high. Knee to nose, cat back. Inhale, reach that leg up. Cross to our left elbow. Inhale, stretch that leg high. Right elbow pull forward. Inhale, reach back up. Bring it through low lunge. Taking our runner's lunge here. So we're going to walk that right foot out. And you can drop down to that back knee to your forearm. If you wanted that same variation, a little bit wider feet, like your crescent moon. Maybe one hand down or in both arms up to your front knee. Again, you can kind of lift up and out and then try to think of dropping your left hip just a little bit more. Get that front ankle underneath your knee if possible. Bring both hands underneath our shoulders, lift that back knee, and opening up to our side lunge, kind of pivot the heels, toes out to the side, back down. You wanted to add your half bind, left hand to our low back, full bind wrapping around that right knee. As we release, turning back to our front foot to take standing split. Holding that left leg, head and torso can be heavy. Maybe we lift our chin and chest. You find a balance. Maybe try to reach those arms behind you. Through the fingers, press down through the heel you're standing on. Keep that breath flowing. Again, think of always finding your breath, even if that balance feels overwhelming. Maybe try to test yourself, see if you can keep floating those hands, maybe one or both as you start to bend the leg. On top, bring your feet together. And then from here, taking a seat. We'll keep our right knee bented, extending our left leg out. Again, just start there first, reaching your fingertips towards squeezing your legs together. And then maybe see if you can start to float that left leg. So again, from here, just start there, lifting through that left heel. If you want to, you can start to roll down. Begin to roll back up. Keep reaching forward. You want to try to use that momentum. Keep pressing, reaching fingertips, and really think of pressing through that lifted heel to bring your weight forward. If you want to try to rock that weight, almost like you're going to keep going and launch all the way off. And kind of play around just a couple more rounds. Finding where you can send your energy and where you can soften. And then you always, as you feel ready, you can start to release. And we'll just step our left foot in. You can tuck your right leg behind you. Half heron, a little bit of a Z shape. Just leaning back on your hands, forearms, whatever you need for the hips and pelvis for this side. And we'll start to come up, extending our right leg out. And our hand roll to our shin, hips press forward, back bend. And And releasing our hips back down. We're just going to plant both feet in front, about hip width distance apart, and then rotate so our fingers are pointing towards our hips. You're going to kind of lean back, and we're going to be engaging glutes first, like your bridge pose. Try to roll up slowly through your spine. Reverse tabletop, so we're lifting our hips as high as we can. Find your breath here. And then as you slowly release your hips to your mat, you can kind of scoot your hips just a little bit further forward. Maybe think of trying to press to lift your chest up, squeezing your elbows together behind you. Then you can start to soften and really bend into your elbows. Kind of just sinking into your chest, chin towards your chest. You might start to feel it across maybe your deltoids. So the more you can think about trying to roll your shoulders back and then squeeze your elbows, soften your arms here. Maybe kind of slightly moving into one hand and then the other. Slowly kind of walk your hands up, stretch your legs forward. And then interlacing our hands behind our head. Just kind of point your elbows forward, drop your chin to your chest. Melt forward and down. You can be active in your feet, or if you want to just release, kind of let those ankles go. And fold straight down. For so many of us, this can feel very tight and constrictive. And piece by piece, start with your breath. Just inhale, think of lifting up, finding some space. Exhale. Maybe you even just stay where you are, but imagine yourself softening. Hands can always come to the ground, to our legs if we need. Exhale. We'll come to either figure four, or you can take a seated double pigeon, also known as the fire log. We'll take it with our left leg as the stretch first. So figure four is your left ankle crossing over your right knee. Double pigeon's left leg is on top. Try to stack those legs. Bump those shins out. Pull down. Take about 2 more breaths. And then if you are on your back, you can just take a lace up the wall, shake it out. If you're seated, just unwind the leg. You can also shake it out, rotate those legs in and out. And then we'll come to the other side. So right leg is taking a stretch. Figure fours, cross the right ankle, double pigeons. Right leg is on top as we stack. And take your time starting to settle in. Whatever you need here for about 10 breaths again. 2 more breaths or so. If you're staying on your back. If you were seated, you can start to find your way down. We'll all just take our legs up the wall. Maybe bring your arms out to your goal pose. Floating those legs up, maybe give them a little bit of a shake. See if you can release those quadriceps. Maybe you can kind of wiggle them out. Give yourself a little bit of a massage here. Up and down. Just imagine them hanging from the ceiling. Letting them float. And then check in with your upper back first. So feeling your shoulders into the ground. Your shoulders are softening out of your ears. You're finding some length in your neck. Your head and your neck is relaxed. So we'll just bring our feet together, finding our Suptavasana. Those knees open out. And then you can either just bring your palms and your elbows, forearms towards each other as they meet in the center, right above kind of your chest and your face. Or you can slide your left elbow underneath, finding your eagle arms here. And then we're going to try to keep those shoulder blades relaxing into the floor, creating a little more length in our neck as we are trying to lift our arms away from our chest and our face. And then if you kind of bound yourself up in that wrap where you feel like you're so constricted, maybe instead just bring your palms together and try to think of bringing your elbows and lifting up and out. More importantly is everything else is relaxed. A couple more breaths. Think about breathing even more down into your hips, your spine. Slowly begin to unwind everything. Just stretch out either long body stretch or kind of taking a big exhale. Allow your upper body to stay relaxed. Just draw your knees to your chest. Again, float your legs up the wall. A little bit of a shake. Feeling everything else that's touching the floor really melting. Returning to that Suptavasana. Gently bringing hands, forearms towards each other. Or on this side, your left elbow is coming underneath. You know, if you kind of found that bind, and then you start to crunch it in, always again release it. A little more space and openness. Ease of the breath, ease of the body. Start to release back out to that exhale, long double stretch. Feel free to then just cross your left leg over your right, finding your supine twist. Make whatever adjustments you need. Start to unwind, maybe back out to that X moment. And then crossing that right knee over the left side. Your variation. And slowly unwinding back out. X. Moving into final Shavasana. Here for just a couple breaths. And if you can, try to stay here for your full Shavasana. Sometimes we think, oh, I've already moved my body, I've done the work. Now I'm gonna stop, finish my practice here. I invite you to really actually allow yourself to give yourself that break, to rest your body, to relax your mind. You can feel very overwhelmed with everything that's going on. So this is usually when we need that rest and that break even more. You're digesting one little bit at a time. Maybe with your eyes closed, just think of scanning your room, the environment around you, tapping into all of your senses for as much as you can. If you feel like you want to go beyond those four corners of your room, maybe think of what's outside of that space, just right outside. Maybe it's trees, grass, maybe it's air, maybe you're high up. Sunshine, clouds, cars. How your breath moves in those spaces. Slowly begin to narrow your focus back into your breath. That focus of your breath back into your body. All that other stuff is there. It's still present, it's still around. But you are choosing to focus in on yourself, your breath. You'll take about 5 big, deep, open mouth breaths. Empty everything out of your lungs and body. Inhale, fill to your top. Open mouth, exhale. Full breath to the top. Open mouth, exhale. Full breath in. Exhale out. Full breath in. Exhale out. final breath in. Full breath out. Feeling your breath in your body. Closing out our practice here. True power is living the realization that you are your own healer, hero,